So we're not even going to use this. We're just going to use this as a base. Well, you know what? We can just delete this. What we're going to do first is add a plane first. So where's that plane? This one. So you might not see it. Just rotate around so you can see it. Let's see. So this one. Okay, so here's your plane, right? What you're going to do is make sure you separate the plane first. So I am going to go to split the parts. Let's see. So this one, we don't need this. So I'm just going to delete that. Delete, 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 delete. And I'm going to transfer here. So I'm going to hold Alt, left mouse click, and now we're transferred to our plane. And we are basically going to use this to snap. So go to your brush, go to C, and we are going to use the curve tube. This is like a cylinder, except it's kind of like flowy. So if you hold left mouse click, and you just draw, as you can see, now you have kind of like a spaghetti looking mesh. Now just imagine the use of this. You can, again, use it as maybe hair, snap it as a hair. If you're making models, you can use it as, well, a tree. I can see it being used as a tree, of course, and, well, lots more stuff. It just depends on you and how creative you can get. But know that this is going to snap on a plane. So enough explaining, I'm just going to show you how it's used. So first go to your stroke, and you are going to, let's see, curve modifiers right here. So let's go to curve fall off right here. So left mouse click here. As you can see, you have something like this. Now you can either edit this, just left mouse click, and it's going to add another circle thing right here and edit it however you want. Just like Unity, this is going to control the shape of your brush, like the actual stroke. So say I want to merge this here. I'm just going to drag it all the way here, and we're back to normal. This is not actually going to work until you enable size, okay? So say we want to start big, then we want to end small. So let's go try and do that. So if we draw, as you can see, now you start big, and I use this brush a lot for making character hair. It's really good. But what we're going to do is drag this up like this because we don't want the end part to be really pointy. You don't want that pointy, trust me. And I'm gonna put it somewhere in here. And let's see. So if you drag it like this, so you have something like this, right? But what if this is too much control for you and you kind of just want a little bit of this and then it's going to be straight? It's really hard to explain, so I'm just going to show you. Back to explaining. So I'm going to up this. Enable your lazy mouse right here and just up this, okay? And as you can see, now you have something like this. It's like more easy to control. So I'm going to up this more. And now you have something like this. You see how easy to control that is? That's going to help you if you're following a line. Say you have a polo, right? So imagine this is part of a polo. And you have seam lines right here. This is going to help you a lot if you're following this seam line right here. So you can use this basically to kind of like trace on something. It's going to make tracing so much easier for you. Okay? Without lazy mouse, you're back to this. So I'm going to turn off lazy mouse because I'm not really following anything. I just want you to know that it's there. It exists there. Okay, so let's start first in here. Drag this up. Now we have something that looks like this. You can either control the bottom part or the top part. But what if you want the bottom part right here to stay wherever it is and you want to move the top and point it whichever direction? What you can do is go to your stroke here again, go to your curve right here, and just click lock start. So this is where you start. And now you can adjust the top part and the start is going to stay the same. Okay? And same as this one. This is your lock end. Now, if you press this and you enable it, now you can drag all the way here in the middle, and this top part and this start part right here is going to stay in the same place. let's see, we can lock end and move this. Keep in mind that even if you lock both ends right here, you can still move it. But this part right here is going to be kind of like locked. So say we locked both of it, okay? So I lock this part and I lock this part. As proof, as you can see, it's not moving. But we can always move this in here, you know, and move it however we want, if that makes any sense. Okay, so I'm just going back and I'm going to lock start, of course. Just go like this. And if you're satisfied with the shape, click outside of that mesh. Just make sure you're outside of this line. When you click here, make sure this is not appearing. So left mouse click here. And as you can see, now it's going to stay there. And now what I'm going to do is just select this. Split the plane because I don't need that anymore, just snapped. And now we have something like this. Now imagine what we're going to do. We are just going to add indefinite curve tube the way we want. So I'm just gonna go add, let's see, make it bigger. Something like this. Since we have that bottom part locked there, we can just always move this. Take it here a bit and just click here. If you're satisfied with your shape though, just make sure that you are clicking maybe in here. And it's gonna stay like that. Just make sure that it's kind of like not here in the middle, so because it's not going to work. Just click anywhere outside of this line. So maybe in here. And we're good. Just gonna add more tubes. And more here. Move it here. Change my brush size. Add more stuff. Go to your stroke, change the modifiers, maybe put it here and put this one here. Something like that. Oh, by the way, you can't draw while this thing is still active. You have to click outside first and make the line disappear first before you can draw another one. Although there's another curve tube, it's this one. So it looks like this. It's worked the same, it's still the same. But just, it depends on you, whichever one you want. I happen to just like the curved tube right here. So I'm going to Dynamesh this now and clear my mask first. Dynamesh, as you can see now they're part of each other. I'm gonna go to my deformation and I'm going to smooth everything so I don't have to do it manually. I'm going to open my edges right here and just drag out. As you can see, we should have something like this. But now this thing looks weird, right? So let's see. Maybe we can do it, but like just a little bit. Wait, we can inflate first the areas that are messing up. So I'm gonna inflate this part right here. I'm gonna Dynamesh again and of course polish this. So we have something like this. And I'm just gonna go to my clay buildup and build it up from there. Something like this, and in here, as you can see, making a base in Maya, the initial shape in Maya is a lot faster because you already have a base you're working from. But this could be really fun too. So take this in like that, Dynamesh, and just work away. I'm gonna pinch the top. Dynamesh again. I'm gonna mess with my snake brush And if you have stuff like this that are really small, you can always drag that. See? And even shape it however you want. Just don't forget to Dynamesh. And if it's too close together, make sure you inflate. So inflate brush, Dynamesh again. Okay? So I'm gonna use my snake hook, make a root thing again. You can always drag everything out and, you know, drag out, Dynamesh, smooth, inflate, and go to your snake brush again and just take this in, because why not? I'm just jumping from brush to brush and just kind of like sculpting this in, sculpting it out, something like this. And now go back to my snake hook and just spread it, make it all something like this, and Dynamesh again, and just like that we have our tree again. It's really easy, isn't it? So easy to make. So yeah, something like this. And now we are going to again save this. Don't forget to save everything, whether it's pressing 9, quick save, or actually saving it. I'm gonna pre-process this. I am going to decimate, pre-process again, decimate, pre-process, let's see. So I end up with this shape like this. I don't like that. I can still use my snake hook, drag it down, make this thinner. Note that the snake hook brush drags by vertex. So if you have a low poly like this, you can see you can drag each vertex right here. This is how Zbrush works. Even on poly painting, which is painting right here, it paints vertex. So the more vertex you have, the more detail you can add in your paint if you're painting characters here in Zbrush. Okay? So something like this. Now I'm going to pre-process this again and take it down. Maybe not too down, but let's see. Still too much? So 423. I think I'm gonna stick to this, but this is too thin, so I'm going to inflate that one. Just this part. I'm going to pre-process again and drag it here, decimate. I always like to go below 500. I'm gonna keep going until I'm under 500. Okay, 396. We have something like this. And I think I'm going to stick to this. Okay? I'm gonna save again. Remember to save. I can't stress this enough. I'm going to enable my outer tree. Whoa. As you can see, we have our initial tree is really small and we made a bigger tree. So let's fix this one. Make sure you're on the bigger one and just go to your deformation. Make sure that everything is enabled here, x-axis, y-axis, and z-axis, and just drag in. Depends on you and how big you want this, but I'll keep this like this. And I am going to my move tool. I'm going to snap on this direction, left mouse click, drag up, hold shift, and just take it here. I'm going to move this on the side here, like that. I'm going to go here. I'm going to click this thing to move it all the way in here. And I'm going to the merge here, and I'm going to merge down. So now they should be merged together. As a proof, as you can see, now they are merged. So I'm going to save again. Now we have 2 trees made different way, but works the same. And I'm going to export this. Extra security. So trees. Make sure it's OBJ, save. And I'm going to save again, just to make sure. And just like that, we are done making our trees. So on the next video, what we're going to do is finally build this ancient portal rocks. And this should be fun. I can already tell this is going to be fun. I'm probably going to use a bunch of weird symbols. Maybe mix some Japanese and Chinese or anything. We'll see. Alright, I'll see you on the next video. Bye!